Doing a fuel pump on this 2000 Chevrolet S10. Nice little truck, no power. So come down, we had to do the fuel pump, low pressure, it wasn't working too well. I've got the two of them off. The pump in here is an original, it's already been replaced once before. I found it a good example to show the difference between, you know, an aftermarket part and an original equipment, and why there's so much more of a price difference. This is the one that came out. It was aftermarket. It was actually made by Airtex. You can see that. A couple things I want to point out. I'll try to make it quick. One, the base. You can see where the filter's at. It's got little legs on it. It's got some little hose sticking out here over the side, probably like a return or something. The fuel sensor. Just look at the construction, how it's attached, how the wires are ran, just kind of what it looks like. Pay attention to our hose. You know, it's on there. You can see that the wires are just kind of loose, all monotone in color. The connector, exposed terminals down there. Valve for the evap system. You can just kind of see the design of it. And then over here's the end for the tank pressure sensor. You can see the hoses just kind of sticking by on it. Just kind of look it over. But this is what you're looking at, just how it's attached and what it looks like. What we got for this guy was a Delco. Real good part on there, but we're going to start off with the basics. Obvious, you can see that the filtration, there's no external screen on it, there's no legs, no nothing. Just look at the sensor. I mean, fit and finish. The wires are soldered. Looks like it's made for this part, and it is. You also got some plastic cut out here to hold the wires in place, you know, so they don't move around or hit on the side of the tank or nothing. Just look at the construction of the hose, a lot tighter, a little bit smaller on there. We're going to go up to the top. You're going to see that the connector, it's got a plug in it, locking device, so it'll never come loose. Totally different looking design, you know, for the evap. And then, you know, the hose we can see right down here where the end of the sensor, and then our connector's right there. But like here, you know, the hoses are just loose. Another thing we want to point out too is with the Delco, it also comes with, you know, a new connector. They have a pattern with these style connectors that's on the original unit. So they want you to make sure that you get a new connector put on there. One note we found out once we actually got the tank out and started looking, we looked inside and we saw some debris. So if you notice here on the end of the legs, they're a little kind of cone shaped on there. When we found this piece, full piece in there, and then a whole bunch of other little pieces. So this little rubber boot that was supposed to slide on there turns into mush. Okay, that's floating around at the bottom of his tank this whole time. Well, why that dissolves, you know, the fuel pump's inside the tank. Look what it did to the inside of the tank. And you can see where it, you know, where it scratched it up, where it was beating it around. So there was about a $200 difference between these two parts. And, you know, in this case, you can see that they use better quality parts, a lot more manufacturing in there. All that brings the cost of stuff up. And in this case, it made more sense for us to go ahead and go back with a Delco and original equipment than fighting the problem we've already got.